in here when I started in this room. I don't know why they look like that though.
Somebody went to attempted.
Oh, my computer's not working.
This is
What's up?
my iPad's charging, so can I just write it on the whiteboard?
Yeah, you don't need your iPad. Oh my god, my computer's going so slow, I can't see anybody. Hey, why? Look at that.
There was some because I would go out and I was sending.
I think I only know circumference.
Look at that.
Look
Look at that.
So how far does it travel in a minute?
May I?
Preston?
Was.
Right, where's my pen? Right? So if you set this up like we did yesterday, what?
Can I do it on my phone?
No, do it on whiteboard. If I set this up like we did yesterday, which you don't have to, because I can see a lot of you just understand how to multiply it through, it spends one time, it goes 30 inches. Oh, this is annoying me already. And my time is 1 second. So if I need to scale this up to 60 seconds, my scale factor is 60, so 30 times 60 is 1,800. So it goes 1,800 inches in 1 minute. Tell me how far it goes in an hour.
Can I charge my iPad?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or if I don't plug it in?
Yeah, you can go here.
Okay.
How far does it go in an hour? I don't know why it's like glitching. Okay, he's just gonna slow down. Goes 1,800 inches in a minute. How far does it go in an hour? Jackson?
108,000.
Right. Because if this is my minute, so this is, oh my god, this is annoying me. This is 1 minute. There are 60 minutes in an hour. So 1,800 times 60 is, what did you say, 108,000?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put the next problem on the board and then try to see if I can do
I'm
it.
gonna try to back in the back.
Yeah, if you want to, you can sit, and that's it.
Mario probably read through this.
So we're good with that one, try to do the next one. Very similar, the only difference is that I don't have the circumference, I have the diameter. So the diameter of a car wheel is 25 inches. Yeah, Nathan, that's okay, I'm gonna end up recording this, so if you wanna review what we do, you'll be able to watch that.
If I sit right there.
Diameter of a car wheel is 25 inches, it rotates once, or I'm sorry, it rotates 3 times per second. So how far does it travel in a minute?
1,500.
Take it. Answer, take a minute. I wanna see if I, can
Is
fix
this the
this.
one you times by pi?
I have to try and fix something here.
Oh.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's like lagging, I would fix it. See if it works. I just can't write it out. I also don't know what the kids have ever seen. Is my screen still being shared with you guys at home? Let's check. You are presenting, okay, good. So diameter is 25 inches, so we need to find the circumference. How do I find the circumference?
Multiply by 3.14.
Right, 25 times 3.14 gives you what?
78.5.
78 and a half. Okay, so then again, set up your table. Rotations, distance, and time. My circumference tells us that in one rotation, it moves 78 and a half inches. What if it rotates 3 times? How do you figure out how far it's gonna go?
Multiply by 3.
So what's 78 and a half times 3?
235.5.
235.5.
What's the code for the year called?
NFP SL.
Can you write it down for me?
NFPSL. That's 3 times in 1 second. How far does it travel in a minute? Would be 60 seconds. So my scale factor is 60. So when we scale this by 60, what do you get?
14,130.
So in 1 minute, it goes 14,130 inches. And you don't have to set up your table, but really with ones like this where you're rotating more than one time, if you set it up like this, it becomes very easy to see your scaling. So now, if this is in a minute, how do you figure out the hour? How do I go from a minute to an hour?
There we go, I got it. You multiply the minute by 50.
Right.
Or 60.
By 60, so what's 14,130 times 60?
109,200. This one, didn't it? Let's get a calculator.
So you want to be comfortable doing the rotation drop loss. Rotation is the same thing. It's the same thing as circumference. How far it goes in one spin. You want to be familiar with your times. One's like the 63,000 when we were working, how many feet in a mile. If it's something crazy like that, I'll give that to you on the quiz. But you just want to be familiar with that. Second thing you want to be familiar with is how to find perimeters of these goofy looking shapes. So what's up? What'd you say? I just can't hear you. For some reason my volume's really low. And I guess the smart thing would be to turn it up and then not try to walk into it. Are you okay, Connor? Try to find the perimeter of the shape. Jackson, what are you doing?
It's
Oh my gosh. There's snow outside.
Oh, it's a blizzard.
What are we gonna do? Find the perimeter of the shape. What does the perimeter mean? Hey.
Sorry, I'm kind of bored. Sorry, I had to get this.
Okay. What's the perimeter mean?
The length of the outside.
The length of the outside. So where we have some easy sections. 4 plus 12 is 16. Plus 16 is 32. Plus 12 is 44. Plus 4 is 48. So if we add up all of the straight edges, you get 48. 4 plus 12 plus 16 plus 12 plus 4. What else is on the outside of the shape? What other kind of shape do we have? Semicircle, a half of a circle. So we need to also find what that perimeter is. We call that the circumference. To find the circumference, you need to do pi times the diameter. What's the diameter of that semicircle?
2. No, 4.
Diameter is 4. Because even if you try to build the rest of it so you can see it, that's your number going straight across. So 3.14 times 4 is what?
4.56.
So then if it's a half of a circle, what do we have to do with our full circumference?
Times by 2.
That would double it. So now times it by 2. I don't have 2 circles, I have a half of a circle.
Divided by 2.
Right, I'm cutting it in half.
Sorry.
It's okay. So what do we get? 6.28. So add that to the outside straight edges that were easy. What's our total perimeter?
6.28.
Yep, sorry. And then add that to the outside portion. So 48 from like the box, 628 from the curve, all together is what?
54.28. That's close enough. That's 2.
So you want to be comfortable looking at shapes like that, breaking them into the simple ones that you see. We see a big square with a semicircle. So how do you find the perimeter of something that looks like that? Perimeter of a circle is just finding the circumference, so you need to know the diameter. Next one. There we go. Okay, find the perimeter of the section that is just highlighted in blue. So it says that we have 35% of a circle of radius 150. So I have this circle here. 35% of a circle. What else do I know about the circle?
It's not half of it.
It's not half of it, it's 35% of it, so we need to know that. But there's something else that we know about it too.
One of the side lengths is 150 feet.
Right. My radius is 150 feet. When we're talking about the perimeter of a circle, we need to know the circumference. So we always take what we know and try and take it all the way down. We need to know the diameter first. The radius is 150. What's the diameter? Okay.
The radius times 2.
So what do you get? Yep. So then multiply that to finish with your circumference. And you get what? Aiden?
142.
942. But again, it's not a full circle, it's 35% of it. How do I find 35% of this?
You divide it by 35 or?
Not quite. What's 35% as a decimal? We know?
Oh, about 75?
How do I write a percentage as a decimal?
No, I didn't know. 0.35.
Yeah. So in order to type it into your calculator, you have 0.35. So if I want to find 35% of 942, multiply it by 0.35. So it's 35% of 942.
129.7.
100?
No, 300.
329. You okay?
I think so.
It's okay. So again, that's just the curved part. So this is 329. If this is 150, what's this other straight edge gonna be? 150, so altogether, what are my two straight edges? Right, so if I add the extra 300 onto here, what's that entire blue part? It's
621.
exactly. Look at that, feet squared. So you look at whatever portion of a circle you have, multiply that circumference by it to scale it down, add in any of the other straight parts. You feel good with that? I'm skipping the next one because I don't really like it anymore. Do this one, find the perimeter of this. Do that one by yourself. Find the perimeter of that. Weird looking ice cream cone looking shape.
It's a tilted ice cream.
Yeah. Weird looking shape. We're overcomplicating it a little bit. Perimeter is the outside shape. So if you see something like this, start with the easy parts. I have 5 and 6. So all together, what do they make? 11. Now we just have to figure out the curved part, which is our circumference. What number do we need to know in order to find the circumference? Or what part of the circle do we need?
Sorry.
What number do we use to find the circumference?
Diameter?
Do I know the diameter?
4.
This must be starting to dry out.
I'll get you on mine. If you try to build the whole circle and just look at the circle part, what's the diameter of that circle? Right. So draw it like that so you can see it. Your diameter is 5. So then tell me the circumference if the diameter is 5. What do you get?
Thank you.
Were you using these?
What?
What's the circumference?
15.7.
15.7. How much of the circle do we have? Not that I drew, but how much is in the actual picture? So take half of it, so cut it in half, and we get what? 7.something, 85. Add that to the 11. What's our total perimeter?
18.85.
Don't overcomplicate. A lot of you are adding up all this stuff on the inside. Perimeter is just the outside part. Take your outside lengths, figure out the circumference of the circle, figure out how much of it you have. That's it.
Sorry, I'm just been.
Okay. You good? There's really not that many left, but I think I'm gonna do it. I do want to do this one. Try to see if you can figure this out. It says that a wire is bent to form the design below. What is the length of the wire? So the wire is the curved part. So I'll tell you right now, you're not just going to do 32 times 4 and get your answer. What would the length of that wire be?
It says 32 with the first part.
32. I don't want to tell you what the 32 is. 32 is not the curved part.
Alright,
I just don't want to give you too much away. I was going to make you figure it out.
sorry.
No, sorry. I want to help. It's in my nature to help. I'm trying not. So questions to ask yourself if you're stuck. What shapes do you see? How many shapes do you see? The fraction of the shape. What part of the shape do you know? Sorry, yeah, I was like listening to you. Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't know where all my working markers are. You catch? Let's see one right answer. Does your this work? Is that?
Yeah.
But I don't know about the green one. I tried the green one. It's gonna take a year
I see 2 right answers. What shapes do we see? Circles. Half circles. How many full circles? 2, right? If I think about taking this piece and sliding it down, and erase that out, we do the same thing here, slide this piece down. So now we have 2 full circles. What do we know about the full circles?
There's 64 full.
Right. You're good. It might overcomplicate it to stick the 2 circles together because I know how to find something about 1 circle. What do I know about 1 circle? Liam?
The diameter is 13.
My diameter is equal to 32. So if we're looking for a length around the circle, it's just asking me to find the circumference. So my circumference, 32 times pi. I got 100 and something.
124.
100. 84?
48.
48. Something. Okay, I'm never too concerned with the decimal, so 0.48. But again, how many circles do you have?
5 threes.
It's okay. Decimals I don't care about. How many full circles do we have?
2.
So now, if this is one circle, and I need to find that length around two of them,
200.
times it by 2, you can get
Yeah.
good with that. Just gotta think outside the box. Here's another one. This is misleading. This whole thing is your 4. So that whole space is 4 centimeters. Find the perimeter.
I don't remember what some of the buildings, so it looks like they need to carry your building.
Yes.
Does it?
Yeah. This looks like the edges, but
It does look like a baby carrot. Find the outside perimeter.
That's 3.5 on the outside and inside.
3.5, 4, 3.5, 4, 4. You don't know too much about that circle. Some numbers you might not even have to do anything about. It's the perimeter of the outside shape.
Here's something. Try to see something.
Oh, these are two. So add 0.1 to 18.9. Add 10 cents to $18.90.
Oh, 15. 20.
$19.
Oh,
That's all. That was overcomplicated for you, probably. So finding your perimeter on the outside part, always start where it's easy. Add up your straight edges. 3.5 plus 4 is what?
sorry.
7.5.
7.5. Plus another 3.5. So what's 7.5 plus 3.5?
10.5.
7 and 3 make 10, half and half make 1. 11 plus 4.
15.
Just adding it up in chunks. 15 plus the last straight edge of 4. Right. So I'm going to circle the 19 so we don't lose it. 19 is your straight edge. Now all we have to do is find the circle part. What does the circle part look like?
1/4 of a circle.
1/4 of a circle. So I'm going to eventually find something and divide it by 4. So that's my little note. What do I know about the circle? Pardon?
Quarter of a circle?
It's a quarter of a circle. Yep. What else do I know?
Oh, wait, radius.
What's the radius?
4.
We have to get to the circumference, which means we need to know the diameter.
So we have to go
What's the diameter?
8.
So then what's the circumference?
25.12.
25.12. But then again, it's a quarter of a circle. So what are you going to do with your whole circle? Divide it by 4.
Yeah.
And you get about 6.28. So then your 19 straight plus your curved 628 is what?
25.28.
Good with that. Maybe do one more. I don't know which ones are left. I thought this was the last one. There was 2 slides. So finish with this one. Just do another rotation problem over here last time. So go back to where we started. Those of you, this isn't in the Nearpod. This is an extra slide. So if you're, those of you at home, if you finish up that last slide we were on, you can sign out. You should have 2 assignments that got posted. Either you have one that says you're caught up and you don't need to sign in 10th period, or you have one that says that you do, both of which though have an assignment for you to do. So just see what section you're on, either you're signing in or you're not signing in. Other than that, you guys are free to kind of sign out of here and get started on your homework. You guys are finishing this last time. And then we're coming back here 9th period, 10th period, finish your projects.
Yeah.
Did you get them done yet? A lot of them done at the end of the day.
I need to do the ground. I'm going to do the ground.
The graphs, so think about like, because last week we planned the graphs out. You wrote little notes, so it shouldn't take too much mental effort. Try to finish this and then we'll be done. Draw your table. Rotations, distance, and time.
I got no idea. I did too. What are you doing when we finish?
Waiting for your number. I'm sorry about that. So I see us all the good part, and then get just go through a part of it. I see us all the good first part. Finding the circumference, 4 times pi gives you what, 12 point something?
Yeah.
12 point what?
56.
That's if it rotates once, it's rotating 4 times, so you need to figure out what that x value is. That's not your final answer, that just tells you how much it's gonna go in 1 second. You're looking for a minute, which is 60 seconds, so you need to fill in that mark. Yeah, if you guys don't know where we're going, you can leave. This last problem wasn't in the Nearpod, it was just an extra one I just wrote. So you have to figure out how far it goes for rotations. So 12.56 times 4 gets you this number. And then you're going to have to scale it up by 60 by multiplying by 60. So whatever you get here times 60, your final answer should be about 3,014. There's some decimals in there. So then how do we finish up and figure out for an hour? This is for 1 minute. How would I figure out for an hour?
Multiply by 60.
Multiply it by 60. So whatever 3,014 times 60 is. Jade?
18,086. 180,860.
Something like that. Okay.
140.
Good with that. So I feel pretty confident with you guys for your test on Thursday if you sit down and take it. Right?
I don't.
Where's the test? Is it this Thursday?
It's gonna come through,
That's my birthday.
We did on Thursday. Marty, are you turning Thursday? That means 3 of us in here are probably
but don't do it with the markers because you can see they're already on their last leg out. So erase your board, keep everything on your desk.
What did you say?
There's about 7 minutes left. Yes, you guys, I keep saying the same thing, you guys at home, if you're done with everything, you're allowed to go.
Yes, he's 2 days old.
Check the Google Classroom to see you're either in the group that does not have to sign in or you're in the group that does have to sign in.
Huh? No, Martin, that they were
Depending on if you owe work or if you don't owe work.